Welcome to Redbeard and the Den of Tools. Howdy ho, guys and gals, it's Red, your friendly neighborhood tool bear, back again here in the Den of Tools. And today we've got something for you. Yeah, I'm tackling this issue that I've had for the longest time, and that is how to make everything in my shop mobile, if you will. I've got a 20 by 20 shop. Unfortunately, about 25% of that is taken up with storage. Probably a bit more of that if you add in some of the shelving and the other miscellaneous stuff around the shop. But one whole quarter of my my shop has some automotive stuff and some some of the kids outdoor toys. We got scooters, we got electric scooters, we got some tires and stuff. Trying to get rid of the tires. But anyway, the point is, I've always liked to shop where I have everything on wheels. I like to be able to move things around and adjust the shop based on the project that I'm working on. It's just one of my things. Maybe you're that way too. Maybe not. Maybe you like everything where it is and you can just live there and stay there. And if so, great for you. But recently I downsized from a traditional, semi-cabinet saw to a job site saw. And the reason for that was A, to get to play with the new saw from Harbor Freight, but B, also because you know what? I just didn't have enough space to dedicate to something that size. And I know a lot of you have been talking about just that thing. In fact, that's been a big discussion on the page for some time. So building a base, specifically a mobile base for many of my tools, is something I've tackled multiple times in the past. It's rather than going out and to the store or going online and buying one, building one can be fun and easy and inexpensive, right up until the point where you try to figure out what to do with the wheels. The wheels themselves add a significant cost. If you're buying decent wheels, you're looking at least $5, if not $10 per wheel, times 4. I mean, imagine adding $40 to that mobile base you're building to try and save money. It really is a kick in the pants. On top of that is, how do you do a good mobile base that can also be stable? Even with 4 locking casters, sometimes on some tools, that's not sufficient for stability when it comes to keeping things from flying at lethal velocity across the shop. So I needed something that I could, cantilever up, cantilever down, or some sort of mechanism. And I've been studying this for some time, scratching the old bear head about how to do this, how to do it easily, and how to do it inexpensively. So I think I've come up with a plan. Let's see what you guys think of it. Here was the quickie little design that I sketched up. So basically, I could have gone with something smaller, something just the size, the base of the saw. But I figured, since the saw is going to be in that form factor, it's not like I can wedge it up and over other things. And by making the cabinet slightly bigger than the table of the saw itself, that would help protect the saw from bumping into other things and things whacking it as I move it around. So I started with this and I came up with some plans. I'm going to post the plans to my website over there at denatools.com. You can go check it out. But before you do, let's go into a little bit of a build montage so you can see how this turned out. And this is what happens when you leave the camera pointing at the floor rather than at your workpiece. Riveting, isn't it? Yeah, I know. Alright, so now let's get into the assembly montage. Go! right, and there you have it. There's the finished product. It's been sanded. It's been painted. I've added 4 adjustable feet. It's ready to go. Now, how do we make this mobile? And it's now mobile. And if I want to work on it, I can jack it up as high as I need be. If I need to use a different size outfeed table, you know. Now I built this specifically to use that table as the outfeed table. So when I drop it down, it comes in at just the right height. So now we can just take this and run it into my table. We're just going to weave through some air compressors here. Park it over in the corner. There we go. It's now out of my way from my main area of my shop. As you see, I'm a little confined right now because that whole quarter is being taken up with storage of vehicles and tires and other miscellaneous stuff that needs to be dealt with. And I've got air compressors galore, a testing bench over here, the jaw horse set up holding my saw. So anyway, this is my main workspace and it needs to be flexible. And by having things on wheels like that, or wheelless, with my trusty lifting table from Harbor Freight, you now have your portable wheelless workstation. Oh, in case you're wondering why it's that color blue, it's to match that. I know. I'm not usually into that sort of thing, but I had a wild hair. It was delicious. And while I have several upgrades and plans for the bench, there was one right off the bat that I needed to make. And that was some guards for where the sliding cart slides in. The first time I used it, I whacked the side of it, took a little, dime-sized chunk out of the corner there. I thought about it ahead of time, but thought, you know what, I'll see how it goes. Nope. So we throw a couple pieces of PVC here into the old oven, set it for about 350, based, to taste, and then we pop it out here. I made up a little form here. I didn't film actually forming it. I just took a couple pieces of wood and some clamps. Oh, look at that. Well, there you go. I know it wasn't exactly what you were thinking. Maybe you thought I had a magic little hover cart on there or something. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, I really do love that lifting cart. I use it for all sorts of things. You have no idea. I bought it to help me get stuff out of the back of the truck because often I'm doing it one-handed. Surprise, surprise, when it comes to moving heavy things, the rest of my family has a tendency to up and disappear. Poof, gone. So often the bear here is doing these things by himself. And, having a helper like that makes these things so much easier. And soon I figured out, you know what? It's more than just a lifting cart. It's also, guess what? A cart. Yeah. And I found that there's so many other uses for those carts, and I highly recommend that you get one in your shop. I will admit, I got the smaller of the two. I think they're a 500 and a 1,000 pound cart, and I only have the 500 pound cart, and it does everything I needed to do. Would the 1,000 cart be better? Probably. I'm sure I would find a use for it if I had it. Anyway, if you like this idea, if you think it's something that you might try in your shop, why don't you give the video a like, make sure you've subscribed and rung the bell there, because you know how you know how YouTube is these days. They like to make it so that, sure, you think you're subscribed, but are you really double, triple secret subscribed? Say that 3 times fast. All right. Hey, everyone, be sure to check out, as I said, the Denatools website. We got the website up and going, but better yet, over there in the upper right-hand corner, you can click on forums and join the discussion there. I do try to respond to all the comments down below, but for a running discussion, a forum like that is just way better. Anyway, that's all DaBEAR has for you today. Be sure to check back tomorrow. I'm going to have that video up, hopefully, of the comparison of the air compressors, and so you can figure out which air compressor is right for you. All right, till then, take care, and as always, shine on.